Peace, guys. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Monette, and this is my channel, Evolve with Monette. For those of you that are new here, I'm a professional intuitive empath, so good to share energy with you. Thank you for inviting me in today, guys. Quick message about the Wasp animal totem. When you are dealing with Wasp, you're dealing with female societies, right? You're also dealing with potential anarchy. You're dealing with being an independent thinker. It is very much likened to being in a hyena. You're comfortable in many social situations. It also deals with Kali energy, goddess Kali, which is about transformation, death, and destruction as well. It also deals with opening a new tab or a new period in your life, a new chapter. The song I'm channeling is Metallica's version of Turn the Page. It's originally written by Bob Seger, I believe, but the one that I'm channeling is Turn the Page. It's more metal, literally Metallica. And what I mean by more metal, it is a more intense, visceral experience. I had an appointment this morning for my infusion. For those of you guys that know, I get infusions that I have to get directly related to my autoimmune disease and issues, an empath disease, if ever there was, but I am physically treated for it. And I go sit in a chair every 6 weeks, and I get a several hour infusion to help me live a better quality of life. And so what I will tell you is that I have that. It's like clockwork, never really any issues about it. I have to have it literally for the rest of my life. And I went to my appointment as scheduled today, and the doors were locked when we got there. And I called the scheduler, and I was like, hey, I have an appointment today. What's going on? And she said, well, we actually walked in the building this morning, and it was filled with wasps. And I am deathly allergic to wasps, the lady says. And so I was trying to call you to reschedule, but we are obviously not servicing. We've called the pest control, et cetera, et cetera. The reason I'm sharing this with you guys is because the Wasp animal totem is very important to me, but I think it could be important for you to pay attention to when that comes around you. Excuse me. None of us love wasps. It's not like we're going to go hug a wasp. People usually burn wasps with fire, or I've seen a really cool trick, which I wouldn't be brave enough to do, where people get really close to the wasp nest with a bowl or a bucket of gasoline, and then the wasps literally fall into it because of how whatever chemical reaction's happening there. So there are lots of ways. I mean, it seems like gas. I've had a lot of gas related channelings this morning. I literally am uploading one right now called Premium Unleaded to some degree. I don't know what else the name of the title will be, but Premium Unleaded will be in there, probably a picture of gas as well. And this, your angels are saying this is huge. This is a new space in your life that you are going to be coming into, and they are really wanting you to know that you're protected, but also that they're warning you. If you notice wasp around people, or if someone's talking to you and a wasp just pops up, let's say you're on the phone with someone, maybe it's someone that you've been struggling with, they're toxic, you know it, whatever, but a wasp just flies by you. It's not there to hurt you, but it's there to warn you. Pay attention. I have had wasps come in when I've been in dangerous situations with people. When I say dangerous, what I mean is people that didn't mean me well, that were maybe talking about me or gossiping about me, specifically women, because wasps deal with female societies, and about, like, they will sting for fun, meaning a bee will sting out of protection. We know that they have one stinger in the chamber. Once it's done, it really causes them their life. So they have to, sorry, a call was coming in. They have to use that wisely and use it well. Make sense? Wasps can sting you repeatedly and repeatedly and repeatedly. There are murder wasps that literally remember your face and come back around. There are some people that you have to extinguish completely. That's what I'm channeling right now out of your life. Never give them a chance or a moment at all to come back around, because they will still want to take the piss out of you, take a bite out of you, and to get you down to whatever place they felt like you were in. So that's what I'm channeling here regarding the wasp. It's a lot of things. Some of it is positive, but it feels very much like a warning. I took this very personal this morning when this just happened, because this is a place where I go for healing, quite literally. And so the very space, room, and place that I would be sitting, for it to be filled with wasps, in my spiritual world, that means something to me. And what that means is not that it's the end of the world. What it means is that there is a certain level of animus that might be in the ethers for me from people that feel away, because sometimes people be feeling ways. Okay, sometimes people feel ways. So, and that energy will be projected to you. I thought that was really interesting that I couldn't go sit and get my healing today because it was infested with wasp. And so definitely I'll be doing some clearing and some praying and some saging and all the things. But maybe if this comes up for you, a similar thing may you want to do as well, meaning be very aware of who might be projecting or sending negative energy your way, or who your angels are warning you about. And I guarantee you it's going to have to do with feminine society. So meaning you will be dealing with situations where it could be about gossip, it could be family, it could be friends, it could be lovers. You figure that out. But it means, let's say you're dating a new guy and the in-law side of it does or doesn't like you. You understand? And so you have gossipy in-laws on mother-in-law, sister-in-law, cousin-in-law, whatever, that's not doing their due diligence to love you right or give you a fair chance. That's something I was working with a client recently. So there are many different ways that feminine female society, that hierarchy in the society can come back to bite you. If people see you as a threat, sometimes people will sting you for fun because they're bored. You know, the wasp can sting for fun, just for entertainment, for no reason, unprovoked. Now, you and I have all seen wasps walk by them and not been stung. So it's not like every wasp is out there to sting you. But we know that they're dangerous and we go the other way. So that's something else to pay attention to. Again, the reason I took it so personally and I jumped on here literally as I'm driving home right now to make this video for you is because I knew that it was a very direct message, because the wasp is an animal totem that has come through when I've needed saving or I needed to pay attention. Remember years ago being around a twin flame and a wasp just appeared. I was staying with her and a wasp, like visiting, I was in town visiting, and a wasp just appeared in her bedroom where I was sleeping in, and I literally called her in. She was across the house and I was like, hey, I just got out of the shower. It's very vulnerable, just in a towel, doing my makeup. And I called her in and I was like, you have to get this because I am not the person that's going to do that. And here's how I knew how dangerous she was. And I've told the story before, but I think it's incredibly pertinent right now. She went and got a tissue, like a thin Kleenex tissue, and she walked up to the wasp, which was then hanging out on the lamp next to the bed, where I was at one point sitting doing my makeup, and she put her hand around the wasp inside of the tissue, and she didn't crush it. She just walked it outside, or I don't know what she did. And I watched her. And what that told me, from my shamanistic perspective of it, from my metaphysical, intuitive perspective, was that she was one. I'm seeing Let's Roll right now. Let's Roll, Roll Tide, which is about Alabama, and that's where I was. My angels are hilarious. Yeah. Let's Roll is the thing that was said when 9/11, y'all, there's a warning right now. I'm going to finish this story. When 9/11 happened, and there was a certain plane that was hijacked, and one of the planes that was hijacked, there was a bunch of men that attacked the hijackers, and when they ran to storm them, they said, let's roll. And it was said by some of the people that heard it or survived, or however it was documented, but that's something that they said, let's roll, when they went to like literally beat these people down, and they knew the plane was going to crash. So when I'm talking to you about this, what I want you to understand, 9/11 is there's an emergency. There may be someone that's interloping and someone that's invading, okay? Because invasive species is what I'm channeling here too, which is what wasp is. And it's trying to disturb you from your pleasure or your rest is what I'm hearing too. The way that the woman's voice sounded on the phone today, she was like, girl, I walked in and she was like, I'm so sorry. And I know that you usually have your regular nurse and da-da-da-da. But like, I walked right out because whatever. It's an emergency situation when you're dealing with a wasp. The Let's Roll is also about roll tide, okay? Let's also talk about crushing our enemies under our feet. You're like, wait, where are we going? Yes, now we're on to the elephant totem. Roll tide, that is a symbol that is done in Alabama for the Crimson Tide rolling, okay? For a football team, and Alabama's all about football. In any case, roll tide is the war cry, not war cry, I'm thinking war eagle, which is Auburn, different thing. Roll tide is the war cry of this team. And so when they are playing, and it was done because an elephant, when the team stormed out back in the 30s, there was a reporter there. I did a report on this a while ago. There was a reporter there who saw the team come out, and he said it sounded like elephants stampeding. And so they made their symbol into literally elephants at the shoreline crushing their enemy, and the whole ocean was turned blood red because the elephants had trampled. And that's the symbology for this football team. So Roll Tide, I'm just channeling that right now, which means like let the blood of our enemies flow, essentially. You have someone around you, is what I'm channeling, that could be potentially dangerous. That is, and I hate that everything has to be a warning, y'all, but sometimes I'm here to warn you, and sometimes that's what it is. Sometimes I'm here to love you, sometimes I'm here to warn you. Today it's a warning. There's someone around you that's potentially dangerous, and they want you to eviscerate them. They want you have a mandate. Let me give you permission from the angels here to cause an ego death specifically. I'm not talking about literally. Everybody keep your hands, feet, and other objects to yourself, boys and girls. But on a metaphysical level, you have a mandate to freaking eviscerate whoever the person is that you would associate with the Wasp totem. Give them no mercy. There's someone I'm channeling right now that's dealing with a work situation. Give them no mercy. Do not allow them into your energy. Treat them just like you would a wasp. Run for cover, flee, protect yourself, but know that if you get close to them, burn them with fire, metaphorically speaking, use a gasoline, kill them energetically. Deprive them of your oxygen and of your kindness, because this is an emergency when we're seeing this, especially with the Roll Tide channeling as well. Eviscerate is what I'm hearing. There are people around you that may not want you to be great, but this is deeper than that. There are people that are literally trafficked in low vibrational, gossipy, feminine energy, mothers, daughters, cousins. I'm just channeling hate. A lot of just eviscerate them. Some of you guys are here on earth specifically to cause ego deaths to people. And you may be like, they may think like, who does she think she is? And you may be like, who do I think I am? You're exactly who you're supposed to be. So that's what you need to understand about that wasp energy. When that girl, my twin, went and grabbed that wasp off the lamp, she wasn't scared, she was calm, she was at one with the energy. It was interesting. Right before I did this video, I just researched real quick just to make sure I had some good talking points about it. One of the things it said it was likened to, and I think I mentioned it at the beginning, was the hyena. Think about the hyena societies and the laugh, the maniacal laugh of the hyena, right? The fact that they are scavengers, the fact that they'll take anything they get, and that they can be dangerous, but they travel in packs. This is what you're dealing with. You might be a singular person that has your own back, but someone has to gang up in packs against you. This hyena energy. And I think about how toxic that twin became. She's not someone in my life. I eviscerated her. The ego death was caused. I knew what I had permission to do. I knew, and it's why, let me tell you why you have permission to do this, guys. It's not just because I said so, it's because someone's playing in your energy. When someone steps over the line and starts to play in your energy, your angel said, okay, we taught you the tools, now let's see what you're going to do to fight for you. So fight for you. And make sure you close out anybody that's toxic that's around you. Maybe you've already done it. Maybe you're over the connection. You're over the relationship. You got the divorce. But someone is energetically wanting to zoom back around or buzz back in. Pay attention to that. When I noticed that she was one with the energy, it told me everything I had to. I was doing a reading while I was watching her. I said, oh, it's you. It's always been you. The fact that she could calmly work with Wasp energy meant that she had her own powers too. And that's what I don't want you to underestimate. We're not the most powerful ever. Other people can be more powerful than us. They can have a different skill set. People that are evil are committed to that evil. They're committed to that dastardly behavior. They're committed to taking you down. They're committed to the gossip. They're committed to the slander. They're committed to causing chaos in your life. Chaos is what happens in the anarchist society of Wasp female energy. They are anarchists. They love it. And they love creating chaos. And they love creating problems and whatever. And while they may build with each other, they are dangerous to others. So and they will turn on each other too, for funsies. Pay attention. Travel solo. Pack light. So understand that. And pay attention to who is one with the Wasp energy in your life. I've been on the phone talking to people before, or Wasps have showed up. And I had warnings from my angels to be careful with that person. Not to let them fully back in or back around completely. My angels never mislead me. That Wasp symbology stands true and try today. So now I will go home and I will pray and I will consider what the message was. But what I will tell you is, and also another thing happened just recently on the trip, or right before I just got back from travel, and a wasp, so this is so interesting, a wasp bit my husband on the head. Female energy, right on the top of the head. So there's been a lot of wasp activity that has been happening around me lately, which lets me know I know what I'm dealing with, y'all. You know, I talk about it all the time, but I understand, and energy is shared and felt, and whatever the case may be. But there's definitely protection that you need to maybe do for yourself too, so that you can clearly see who may be the wasp energy around you. And like I said, I'm going to go home and pray and do all of that, because I take this very personal, that in my healing space there was an infestation. It's very peculiar. You know, I was connecting with some friends recently, and we were talking, and we're all spiritual, and we were talking about how when you work with someone spiritually, you start to take on whatever their gifts are. One of the perks of my gifts that none of my friends want is my shamanistic ability to be in touch with animals and insects. I did not want this, y'all. Okay, I'm not even an animal lover that way. I have developed that in certain ways, but I definitely know that the wasp and the spiders and all the stuff that I deal with, my friends will call me and they'll be like, hey, I'm seeing an XYZ. My husband's getting bit by a wasp. I had a friend that I was spending some time with recently, and we had the craziest animal and insect sightings, and she was like, I've never had this experience before. And I was like, yeah, girl, sorry. If we hang in, this is going to be what it is, because this is how my angels communicate with me. So it was a really, it's really eye-opening. I'm sorry if you're a friend listening and you're having any insect activity. I am so sorry. That's why I call and check on you guys sometimes, because I'm like, you okay? Because it's getting a little crazy over here. But in any case, here's what you need to know. Wasp energy means someone wants to cause you despair, and someone wants to get you out of there or away from there. Wasps are incredibly territorial. So understand what you're dealing with, and that's why I say eviscerate completely, because wasps remember and will come back to get back to thee. Okay? So protect your energy, guys. That's what I have for you. All right. So good sharing energy. Come back and join me next time. We'll continue to evolve together.